Nope. 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 Okay. Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Nay. If you're new, thank you guys so much for clicking on this video. Today's video is going to be all about patience. I think patience is something that I personally struggle with, and I feel like a lot of people in my generation struggle with. We are a generation that constantly gets what we want in like a second, and I think dealing with patience and situations in life that are interrupted and we don't have instant gratification, and instead we get delayed gratification, our minds and our bodies, we get tense and we get angry and our breath shallows and we just get so heated. We want things fast and we want them now, which I think is a really bad mindset to have. So I just want to do a quick video on ways that we can overcome dealing with impatience and becoming a more patient person, because people who have patience have a talent and a skill that requires a lot of effort in this society, something that we all should strive to obtain. So some of the common ways that we get impatient is noises, like whether someone's chewing or a ticking noise. We get impatient when it comes to time, if anyone's wasting our time, if anyone is delaying our time, the grocery clerk going really slow, or the lines being too long, or someone walking in front of us at school and they're just taking their own sweet time. Also becoming impatient when it comes to boredom, like if there's a long waiting line and we don't know what to do with ourselves and we're just kind of just sitting there not doing anything, if our phone dies and we're just like bored and our time is just consuming us. So a quick background on me, I do struggle with patience quite a lot. I'm a very fast-paced person. Some of you guys actually mentioned this in my videos that I talk really fast. I like my food really fast. I don't have patience for cooking. When I used to go to school, I would learn at a faster rate, so the teachers even would slow down the pace and I would get impatient and I'd want them to just move on. And when it comes to checking things off my to-do list, the quicker the better. Like, I'm just a very fast-paced person. Being in this generation is something definitely that I feel plays a part in it, but I think also being raised by my dad, I love him to death, but he is a super impatient person, and I kind of grew up watching that, and I can catch myself now kind of having similar characteristics and becoming very impatient. Being impatient is not attractive. It is detrimental to our health. It causes stress and anxiety, which increases unhappiness. Really bad for your relationships, because no one wants to be around someone who's agitated all the time and very impatient. So I notice when I'm impatient and I want to change that. Being impatient, I think, all stems from lack of control, which is another issue that I work on daily. Feeling the need to control everything and being in control of every situation, having it paved out a certain way, and being a perfectionist too can definitely play a part into being impatient, because we think our time is valuable, we want things that we want, and we pave this idea in our heads of what it should be, and when it doesn't become that way or things get in the way and there's interruptions throughout our day, that's kind of where impatience stems from. We lose control and we're agitated. So I have 7 ways that I wrote down. This is like, honestly, for myself, I did the research and I was like, you know, I'm just gonna throw a video out there because I feel like everyone needs to learn to be patient. The more patient we are, the better the world will be. I wrote down 7 ways that I deal with being impatient. So the first one is to appreciate the feeling of patience and time. I actually took a yoga class recently and the lady was telling us all about agitation and being impatient and just appreciating the time and the value of time. Literally just sit back and appreciate your emotions, your feelings, and just sitting back and just appreciating the moment and being like, this is what time feels like. This is what patience feels like. I know that sounds crazy, but when you really focus on appreciating feeling the patience and feeling your thoughts, take a step back and shift your focus onto something else, and shifting your focus over to being patient, and just really be overwhelmed and overcome with this feeling of patience, and watch your breath slow down. So the second one is a relaxation scan. When we get impatient, like I said, our body tenses up, we get shortness of breath, our heart rate starts palpitating, and we just become agitated. It's like all these things kind of go so fast until we just we're impatient. Do a relaxation scan. Literally go through your whole body, relax it. Relaxation scan. So relax your jaw. Feel like your jaw is clenched. Relax it. Feel your forehead and your eyebrows float to the side of your face, your cheeks and your shoulders and your gut, and just relax. The feeling of tenseness that comes with being impatient, literally do a body scan and relax every part of your body until you just kind of drift and feel almost weightless. This is a great way to physically get rid of the feeling of being impatient, which can then correlate over to your thoughts and feelings and kind of slow you down a bit. So the third thing is to ground yourself. When we are impatient, we want the present to be the future as fast as possible, which is not the best thing to do. We really want to focus on being present and grounding ourselves with the present moment. Regroup feelings and thoughts and perspective on the present moment. You want to shift your focus to something that you're unaware of, because we're so consumed with what's going on in our heads of this present moment that we're unaware of certain things in our environment, or things that we're smelling or hearing or touching or tasting. Go through all 5 of your senses, or focus on something that is completely not even in vision of what you're thinking. Go to something in your environment and just really appreciate one specific thing and focus on that rather than the perspective that you have of the present situation. And then when you do this, you ground yourself, shift the perspective of being present, and be appreciative of being present rather than trying to shift it to the future really fast. Number 4 is focus on what you can control. When we're impatient, we focus on things that we are not in control of, whether that's somebody else's actions, delays in situations like if you're hitting every red light. We have no way of controlling the red lights. Taking too long to order your food. We are not in control of cooking that. Focus on what you can control. If you can't control it, there's no point in sitting there and consuming your thoughts with something that is uncontrollable, because there's nothing you can do and you're just making the situation worse. There are 2 things that you can control. You can control your reaction towards things, and you can control your perception of what's going on around you. How can you react in the situation that will benefit not only you but other people, but also your perception of what's going on? Maybe you're hitting every red light for a reason because there's a car crash up there, and if you hit the green light, you would be involved in the car crash. Or maybe the cook is taking too long because it's fresh food and you're getting fresh ingredients and you're not getting microwaved food. Those are the things that you want to focus on rather than focusing on things and worrying and stressing and being consumed with things that we are not in control of. Also, just choose patience. You choose patience. That is in your control. You can control being patient or reacting in an impatient way. Let's try the patience way, because obviously the impatience way, we're not getting anywhere. It's easier to be impatient. It's easier to bitch and complain. To choose patience requires work, skill, and self-awareness. Number 5 is to realize that impatience causes other people stress and anxiety. You're putting more stress and anxiety into the situation that's already causing you stress and anxiety, getting the exact opposite of what you're trying to get. When you react in an impatient way, give out negative energy and negative vibration into a situation that you already feel is negative energy and negative vibration, you're going to reciprocate that, and it's just going to get worse for yourself, for others, for time. You're getting what you're giving, if that makes sense. So give out better energy. Help de-stress the situation to make things go a little bit quicker, which is what you want in the first place. Number 6 is to figure out, why are you becoming so impatient? Do you really need that situation right now? Like, why are you becoming so overwhelmed and stressed? Is it because you're gonna be late, or you're gonna miss out on your favorite game, or in some way you just feel it's disrespectful towards you? Life goes on. This is not the end all be all. We are like one little grain of sand in the universe. I'm pretty sure that your time or whatever you're becoming impatient about is not really worth the time or energy. Just let it be. It's not that big of a deal. We're creating this huge idea in our head and this huge situation in our head that just doesn't honestly matter. You're gonna be fine either way. Life is gonna go on. Everything's gonna be okay, whether you get what you want or you don't. Just be humble, let it go, and let it flow. Everything happens for a reason. Just let it be. I know that's easier said than done, but just really think, worst case scenario, we're still gonna be living, we're still gonna have this beautiful earth that we're living in, and our problems aren't as problematic as we think they are when we are so impatient. And the 7th and final thing is to do a controlled practice of patience. And by controlled, I mean you practice patience on yourself. For example, when I'm cooking, for me, when I cook very impatiently. I'm like, I don't cook my food all the way, I cook it on super high, but you know what, I'm gonna start practicing cooking and really taking my time. And then when I'm done cooking, being patient and cooking, I'm gonna put my food right here and I'm not gonna eat it right away. I'm gonna wait 5 minutes for it to cool down, because just chill, like relax. Another thing that you could do, for example, is if you are living in a really cold environment or a really hot environment, when you turn on your car, be patient, and before you start driving, why don't you wait for your temperature to get accustomed to whatever you're trying to do, whether that's cool down or, you know, get really warm, and just be patient. Put yourself in situations where you're like, you know what, right now I'm gonna practice patience. If that's going for a run, instead of doing 3 miles, do 4, because I'm practicing patience. When you're cleaning, practice patience while you're eating. Take your time while you're eating. Don't feel the need to sit there and gulp down your food as you're watching TV. Instead, I'm gonna have a controlled, patient, you know, lesson for myself, and I'm gonna eat separately than watching TV. The TV can wait. I'm practicing patience, and I'm gonna enjoy and slow down. There are so many different benefits to slowing down and practicing patience. Patience is a skill. It's not something we're born with. It's definitely really important as well, because it can get frustrating. You can get impatient by trying to be patient. Even becoming aware of being patient is a super great thing that you've done for yourself, so just give gratitude for the fact that you're even aware of it. A lot of the times people aren't aware that they're becoming impatient. If you guys liked this video, definitely give it a thumbs up, and I will see you guys all in a future video. Bye guys!